everyone, this is Anushka Man and welcome back to my channel. So today is August 1 when I'm shooting this video and hopefully this video goes live today. So just 4 months left for CAT and there are so many people who have reached out to me that whether or not it's the right time to start for CAT, because there are other people who have been preparing for almost a year now. Is it the right time? How to prepare? What to study? What not to study? How to strategize? So I'm here for you guys. Cracking CAT in 4 months is absolutely possible. So many people do it everywhere and so can you. And so I have prepared a month-wise strategy plan for August, September, October, November, wherein for each month I'm going to talk about how you have to approach every single section, how to study, how many hours to put in. So in this video, I'm going to primarily talk about the August and September timetable thing. Then since the video, so that the video doesn't go too long, I'm going to talk about the October and November schedule in the part 2 of this video, because I want to keep the video short as a lot of you wanted me to do that. So here is the schedule that I have made for you guys and let's get started. Now CAT, as per my experience, is less of an IQ exam and more of an exam of how consistent you are and how well you strategize what you have to study and how you have to study. So starting off with August month, 1st August to 31st August, I want you to cover all your basics. I want you to understand the concepts and solve the basic level questions for all the topics that are out there. So to begin with, what I want you to do is to divide your day into 3 parts. A morning study slot, an afternoon or evening study slot, and a night study slot. And each slot has to be just about 2 hours or something. 2 to 2.5 hours basis your level of comfortability. So now you have to devote every single part of your day to a certain section. Like for example, for me, the morning I had reserved for the VARC section, the afternoon or the evening part around 4 p.m. or something was for the DLR part, and at night I used to study for quants, and that is how I felt comfortable. If you want, you can shift the sections here and there, but I want you to divide your day into 3 parts and each day is for a particular section. Now for quants, for example, we will not, since the syllabus is very vast, we'll go ahead with prioritizing certain topics over others. So I want you to first of all focus on, in August month, on arithmetic, algebra, and then geometry, because these are the topics from where the maximum number of questions come. And so we are going to prioritize our August month to cover the basic concepts of AAG, arithmetic, algebra, and then geometry. What I want you to do is take a sheet of paper and then write down arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and under each header list down all the concepts that are there. For example, under arithmetic there's time work, time speed distance, SICI, etc. And similarly for algebra and also for geometry. Every single day, pick up a concept, understand it. It could be via some YouTube video, some coaching institute that you are referring to, some book from where you are trying to understand. What I want you to do is to understand the concept. For example, today you picked up time and work. I want you to understand the formulae behind it, what is the logic, understand the concept properly, and then solve 15 to 20 basic level questions so as to ensure that you have understood the concept very well. I'm not asking you to go really deep into the complexity, but just the basic level questions to that concept. So what I want you to do is, like for example, today you devoted your day for time and work. So to ensure that you properly understood what is the concept, what is the logic behind the different formulae, you have to also solve 15 to 20, and if that seems overstretched, at least 10 to 15 basic level questions for that concept to ensure you have understood it properly. Simultaneously, to save time and to not make it later, start with a formula book. It has to be a different notebook from where you generally do all your workings. A different notebook wherein you are going to write down the header, time and work, and then list down all the formulae that you used in the concept. Spend about 2 hours on this quant section. Now moving on to the DILR part. Now DILR part, it seems very intimidating, but do you know that out of the 4, if you are able to solve only 2 sets with a decent level of accuracy, you can easily cross 96 to 97 percentile in any CAT examination, and that is a given. So to make sure that we get comfortable in solving at least two sets in the CAT mocks or the CAT examination, I want you to practice at least 3 to 4 sets of DILR every single day. So what you have to do is, again, for DI, list down all the concepts that are there. For LR, list down all the concepts that are there under it. For it could be arrangements, spider charts, this and that. And for every, pick up one or two concept, one concept of DI and one concept of DI of LR, and solve about 3 to 4 sets of each concept. You can also take up one concept a day. That's totally up to you, basis how you feel comfortable. If you want, you can take initially for about 10 days or something, you can take about 20 minutes or so, 20 to 30 minutes per set. That's totally fine. But as time proceeds, we are going to work on reducing this time. But currently, what I want you to do is that for every single concept, you have to solve 3 to 4 sets for every single concept. And make sure you focus not on the final answer, but rather on the strategy that is followed to arrive at that answer. Because in DILR, you never find the same question in the CAT examination, no matter how many questions you do. What really matters is how you approach the question. You have to develop that logical bent of mind, and that is possible only when you practice. And when you practice with the intent of understanding the logic behind it and not achieving the final answer. So spend about 2 to 3 hours on the DLR section. Then moving on to the VARC part. Now, time is less, and no matter how many people tell you that this is a waste of time or something, but I highly recommend that you start off every single day 30 minutes of reading an Aeon essay. Now, Aeon is a website where they have different essays listed down under different themes. Now, why I suggest reading Aeon is that because the complexity of the essays on Aeon is very similar to what you find in the actual CAT examination. So, when you develop this habit, you do this exercise of reading an Aeon essay for 30 minutes every day, wherein you when you are reading, you try to understand what is the theme of the passage, what is the argument of the author, and then if you find any difficult words, which you will find initially, list down in a notebook. So this exercise, what it ensures is that your reading and comprehension speeds improves very quickly, and also your vocabulary is also boosted without referring to external sources. After spending 30 minutes for Aeon, I want you to move on to solving at least 2 to 3 RCs every day. Now, these RCs could be from some sort of book or some sort of practice booklet that maybe your coaching institute have given you, or you can also do a sectional mock. So what I used to do was that I used to alternate, that on one day I used to solve a sectional mock because that also covers the RCs as well. Then on the next day I used to solve 2 to 3 RCs picked up from the question paper booklet or this question booklet or questionnaire that my coaching institute had given me. So this makes up 30 minutes of Aeon, around 1 hour of doing the RCs. That makes it 1.5 hours. Then for the next 1 hour or 40 minutes, I used to focus on the VA part, the para jumbles, the para summary and everything. So initially for the August month, what you can do is that you can pick up questions from the question paper booklet, whatever you are referring to, solve the questions, understand the logic behind the para jumbles and the para summary. Write down why you made a certain mistake, what was the logic that you missed on. Don't focus on the final answer because you'll never get the same question in the actual CAT examination. Focus on the why you made a certain mistake. Why is the question solved that way? Now, this strategy you have to follow every single day without any fail. Consistency is the key, guys. You cannot give up or cannot slack even a single day over here. And if you do so, if you're consistent every single day, you will find that by the end of the August month, there is a drastic change in your preparation. Now, before moving on to the September plan, now there is one question that has been asked to me so many times in my Instagram DMs, and also people reaching out to me on WhatsApp asking that whether or not they should go for a coaching. See, it's a very subjective thing. I knew that when I started my prep, there was just 5 months left. So I knew I really needed a coaching for myself to give me guidance, to make sure that my preparation was streamlined and it did not go haywire. So if you wish to go for a coaching and you feel that you need guidance and you need some sort of support that keeps you on track the entire time, considering the time is so less now, I would suggest you can definitely go for a coaching. And a lot of people also ask what coaching institute they should join. I have talked about my experience with my own coaching institute. Recently, I was also doing my research on the iQuanta last batch that they have launched for the CAT preparation. So basically, they launched 3 comprehensive batches in a year, and this is the last batch that they have just launched about a week ago. And this is my honest review. So I went through whatever they had to offer. So basically, the structure is so that in the first 2 months, that is the August and September month, they are going to cover the entire syllabus for you guys. Then in the next 2 months, that is October and November, they are going to be crash course sort of modules which ensure that you revise all this syllabus once again. So basically, in the entire module of this 4 months, the syllabus is going to be covered twice, which is really amazing. It takes off the headache of revising the entire portion on your own once again. So this is something that I really found helpful. Now the batches started about a week ago as I inquired them. So till now only the orientation classes have begun. So if you want to sign up for a coaching institute even today, please make sure you do it quickly, because you don't want to miss out on live classes. But even if you join now, you will be totally fine, because till now only the orientation classes have been held for the last batch. And I would want you to hurry up if you really wish to join the batch. Now in this last batch, they have special modules for people who are starting from the very basic. They have the VRC, DILR, etc. batches, and they also have non-engineering specific quants batches, which is something so amazing, because I know that being a non-engineer myself, so many people like me are out there who are scared of maths and they are intimidated whether or not they'll make it. So I found this really, really amazing that they have specific batches for the non-engineering quants modules. What I also found very interesting was that they have this module in quants which is called Cut Short by Indra, which is basically Indrajit sir teaching the tips and tricks to fasten your calculations, to tips and tricks to actually make sure that you solve the questions in the easiest and the most time-saving manner. And trust me, I have been through some of the videos that sir has taught, and he has such an amazing and interesting, engaging style of teaching. And trust me, if you have a teacher who teaches like that, in an interesting way, in an engaging way, life just becomes so much easier, because already we all are very, very stressed about the preparation. Apart from that, they had a 24/7 doubt solving support. Now in the CAT 2025 full course, you get access to their 3-month crash course for free. You also get access to their iCat live mocks. And also, by the way, their first mock is live now and it is free for everyone. So if you are someone who is like thinking whether or not you should go for this institute, I think it's good to just try out the free mock and see for yourself if it's working for you. And apart from that, with this full course, you also get 12 sets of CAT preparation books with over 5,000 plus questions. Last but not the least, you also get access to IIM ABC batch, practice batch, where you will find 500 CAT level RCs and LRDIS sets and 3,000 quant questions topic wise. So this was my review about the iQuanta last batch. If it interests you and you want to know more about this, I will put a link for their course and all in the description down below, so that you can easily click on it and find out. And if you really wish to join it, please make sure that you hurry up, because the batch has already started. Only the orientation classes have happened so far, but still you don't want to miss out on the live sessions. So go through the link in my description and you will find out the link. Now moving on to the September month. Now September 1 to September 30th. All the prep that you have been doing so far, what I told you in August month, you have to stay consistent to that. You have to continue doing that. But now what we are going to do is, we are not just gonna ace up the level of questions, but also we are going to make sure that every question you solve is timed. Even if you are doing the practice question from a booklet, I would highly recommend that you time those questions. For example, for quants, whatever exercise you have been doing so far, continue with that. The difference you have to do now is that in the AAG concepts, I want you to go into level 2 of the questions. I want you to solve the harder level of questions for the AAG concepts, and also start doing the basic level concepts and understanding the basics of the concepts for modern maths and number systems. Now, why I am telling you to do is because I want you to develop a deeper level of clarity for the AAG concepts from where the maximum number of questions come. But at the same time, I also want you to know what those concepts in the number systems and modern maths even mean. So that in the actual examination, if you find an easy question from these topics, at least you don't leave those questions. You should have some idea about what those concepts actually are. So for the AAG questions, I want you to start with the level 2 questions for these concepts. Apart from that, whatever practice you are doing, it could, even if you are solving questions from a book while doing practice, time them. Put a timer at the top of the screen and see how much time you are taking in every single question. If you are taking more than 3 to 4 minutes in a question, I want you to go and understand why is it happening and see whether or not you are able to reduce your time taken per question over the time. So it's better that you start timing every question you do. The same I would suggest for the DILR as well. Now for DILR, continue with the practice you have been doing so far. Just increase the intensity or the level of questions that you have been solving so far. Also, make sure that you start giving sectional mocks also for the quants and also for the DILR. Sectional mocks are a must if you want to understand whether or not you are able to identify the easy level of questions, whether or not you are able to solve questions on time. So start giving sectional mocks as a must. Also, when you're giving your actual mocks, or rather even the sectional mocks, I want you to sit down with the questions and analyze them. If you are not able to solve, like for example in quants, you're not able to solve the easy level of questions. In every CAT examination in quants, there are about 7 to 8 questions which are basis the basic level of concept clarity. If you're not able to solve even those questions, then I want you to understand and analyze yourself. Why is that happening? Is there a problem in concept clarity? Then you want to go back to revising the concept again. Is it because you are taking some pressure of time? Or is it because you're not able to find the easy questions? Understand the why you are making the same mistake in the sectional mocks or the mocks and try to, work on it accordingly. Moving on to the VARC section, again a similar thing. Continue with whatever prep you have been doing so far, attempt the sectionals and understand why you are making the mistakes that you are making so far. Make sure all your questions are timed. What I used to do was that even when I was solving the para-jumble questions in the second month of my preparation, I used to put a timer on my screen in front. So that I can know that how much time am I taking per question and whether or not that time is reducing day by day or not. So this is my schedule. I'll end the video here. This is the proposed schedule on my end for the August and September month. In the next part of the video that I'll make following this, I'll talk about the schedule for October and November. Trust me guys, trust me, even if you are starting the prep now, or even if you are someone who has not been serious so far but aims to study seriously now, beginning today, I want you to know that I'm here for you guys. Whatever help you need from me, pin it down in the comments below. I make videos for people when whatever doubts they put in the comments, I try to take those up and make videos for you guys. I'm rooting for you all. I am here for you guys. Just make sure that you are consistent with your preparation, whether you wish to refer to this strategy or any other strategy, you wish to go to coaching or not. Just whatever you want to do, decide it now, decide it today and just get started with it. Don't wait for tomorrow. And trust me, it doesn't matter what background you come from. If you're consistent with your prep every single day, starting today till 30th November 2025, you will crack CAT with flying colors. I'm here for you all. All the very best. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.